NEXION narration. Greater than beneath the red cliffs of Arizona lies a mystery that's older than America itself. A story whispered through ancient stones about a secret city buried deep within the Grand Canyon. Some say it was built by explorers from Egypt. Others believe it holds the remnants of an unknown civilization, erased from history. Tonight, we reopen the Vault of Silence and step into one of the most controversial discoveries ever reported in the United States. NEXION, introsting. Greater than. Welcome to NEXION, where truth hides in plain sight. Part 1. The discovery that shouldn't exist. April 5, 1909. A day when the Arizona Gazette published a front-page headline that shook historians and archaeologists alike. Explorations in the Grand Canyon. Remarkable discoveries indicate ancient people migrated from the Orient. The article described the findings of G.E. Kincaid, an explorer said to be working with the Smithsonian Institution. He claimed to have found a labyrinth of tunnels, carved deep within the canyon walls, filled with Egyptian artifacts, mummies, hieroglyphic inscriptions, and statues of gods. According to Kincaid, some chambers were so vast they could hold tens of thousands of people. One large hall allegedly contained a cross-legged statue of a figure resembling Buddha, suggesting an Eastern origin. Yet other symbols were distinctly Egyptian. Kincaid's words were precise. Greater than. It's like a city carved by hands not of this world, perfectly aligned, ancient, and silent. Part 2. Who was G.E. Kincaid? Kincaid wasn't a random explorer. Historical traces link him to the Smithsonian's Bureau of Ethnology, a department that studied ancient civilizations and indigenous cultures. In the early 1900s, America was obsessed with exploration. The Wild West, gold mining, lost cities. Kincaid, a former river runner and geologist, was mapping the Colorado River when he stumbled upon a canyon wall riddled with cave entrances high above the river line. He climbed for hours, torch in hand. Inside, the air was cool and silent. The tunnels stretched endlessly, carved with impossible precision. That moment, he knew. He had found something no map had ever marked. Part 3. Inside the Hidden City. The article detailed entire sections of the underground complex. A grand hall, flanked by statues of gods resembling Isis and Osiris. Weapons, unlike anything native to the Americas. Stone tablets, covered in indecipherable writing. A burial chamber with neatly preserved mummies. Small, slender, wrapped in dark linen. Kincaid reported measuring corridors stretching hundreds of feet. Rooms arranged in geometric symmetry, almost as if designed using advanced mathematics. He wrote that the deeper he went, the more he felt. Watched. In his journal, later recovered by local historians, he described the atmosphere as greater than, heavy, ancient, alive. Then suddenly, the story and Kincaid disappeared. Part 4. The disappearance of the evidence. No official Smithsonian record of the expedition was ever found. When journalists and archaeologists later contacted the institution, the response was clear. Greater than. No records exist of a man named G.E. Kincaid or of any such discovery. But here's the strange part. Local archives confirm that the Arizona Gazette was a legitimate paper, and the language of the article matched the newspaper's authentic style. So, was it a complete fabrication? Or did someone make sure the truth was buried? Part 5. The Forbidden Zone. The exact area described in the report is now a restricted zone of the Grand Canyon. No public exploration, no drone access, no filming permits. The names of nearby landmarks are eerily mythological. Tower of Ra, Isis Temple, Osiris Pyramid, Horus Temple, all Egyptian deities. Local hikers have claimed to see strange openings in the cliffs. But when they tried to approach, they were intercepted by park rangers or private security. One explorer described seeing a faint light coming from a sealed rock wall at night, like a flicker of fire from within. When he returned the next morning, the trail had been cleared, and the wall appeared freshly sealed with cement. Coincidence, or evidence of a quiet operation meant to keep people away? Part 6. The Ancient Clues. Native American Hopi legends tell stories of a people who lived beneath the earth, called the Ant People. According to Hopi elders, these beings saved humanity during a great cataclysm, teaching them agriculture, astronomy, in architecture. When you compare these stories to the tunnels Kincaid described, the similarities are chilling. Could these legends preserve distant memories of a real underground civilization? And if so, were they connected to the ancient Egyptians or Sumerians, cultures known for similar myths of gods descending from the stars? Part 7. Modern Research and the Smithsonian Silence. In the 1990s, independent researchers like David Hatcher Childress and John Rhodes tried to locate the cave using aerial photography and old maps. They found unusual rectangular shadows on canyon walls, perfectly symmetrical and unnatural. But satellite imagery of those coordinates has since been blurred out on public databases. When they asked the Smithsonian for details on Kincaid's alleged expedition, they received no response, except a single note from a spokesperson. Greater than, "We have no record of Egyptian artifacts ever being found in North America." Still, some researchers believe that underground chambers do exist, but are now sealed, either for preservation or secrecy. Part 8. What it could mean if the discovery was real. It could rewrite everything we know about human civilization. It would mean that ancient transoceanic contact happened thousands of years before recorded history. That cultures once thought isolated were connected through forgotten knowledge. Maybe humanity's origins are not linear, but cyclical. Perhaps civilizations rise, fall, and rise again, leaving behind whispers of their past selves in the Grand Canyon. That vast scar on the earth may be one of those whispers. Part 9. The Hidden Truth. NEXION, final narration. Slow cinematic tone. Greater than. The Grand Canyon holds more than beauty. It holds memory. Memory of a time when mankind knew more than we can imagine today. Maybe Kincaid's discovery was suppressed to protect history as we know it. Or maybe it was a myth, one last echo of humankind's endless need to search for itself. Greater than. But sometimes, legends are just truths that refuse to die. This is NEXION, where the forgotten becomes unforgettable.